Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Zen Mind Peaceful Life, where we dive deep into astrology, mindfulness, and personal growth to help you live a more authentic and peaceful life. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment of cosmic wisdom and self-discovery. Now, let me ask you this: have you ever felt like you're on the brink of discovering something major about yourself, but just can't put your finger on it? That deep, inner calling to break free from the old, to step into a more powerful, authentic version of you? Well, June is about to make that feeling impossible to ignore. Especially for Sagittarius. If you're a Sagittarius or know someone who is, this video is for you. Because this month, the stars are aligning to help Sagittarius uncover a deeper truth about who they really are. Breaking through barriers, and discovering new parts of themselves that have been waiting to emerge. But here's the thing, this transformation isn't just for Sagittarians. Whether you're a fire sign or not, the cosmic shifts happening in June are going to be a game changer for us all. If you're ready to tap into this incredible energy and find out how to align with your most authentic self this month, then stick with me until the end, because we're about to unlock a prophecy that could change everything. And hey, if you enjoy this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who might need a little cosmic nudge today. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. As the month of June unfolds, the energy surrounding Sagittarius will take on a transformative nature. For those born under this adventurous, free-spirited sign, June promises a significant moment of self-discovery. The truth about who they truly are has always been somewhat elusive, hidden beneath layers of dreams, beliefs, and perhaps even some uncertainties. But this month, the stars have something special in store. For Sagittarius, June isn't just another month, it's a call to action. A moment when clarity and truth will surge through, illuminating the path ahead. For those familiar with Sagittarius, you already know that they are driven by an insatiable quest for knowledge. They're the explorers of the zodiac, always seeking answers, always pursuing the next great adventure, whether that's through travel, intellectual pursuits, or spiritual exploration. However, what often gets overlooked is that deep within, there's a continual search for truth, a deeper, more personal truth about themselves. It's easy for Sagittarians to focus on the external world, on what they can learn and explore out there in the vastness of the universe, but sometimes, the most significant journey is the one that takes them inward. And that's what June promises, a moment of inner truth. Think of the famous explorer Marco Polo. His adventures and discoveries were celebrated across continents, yet what we often forget is how much of his own journey was an inward one. The need to know the world outside was rooted in an even deeper desire to understand who he was. Much like Polo, Sagittarians are bound for great adventures, but this month, the biggest revelation will come not from faraway lands but from within. The full moon in Sagittarius on June 3rd will magnify this need for self-reflection and exploration of one's identity. If you're a Sagittarius, or even if you're not, this month is the time to pause and ask yourself, who am I really? It's a question that requires you to dig deep. Let go of the noise around you, and focus on what's been hidden under the surface. In practice, this means taking time for quiet reflection. It could be journaling your thoughts, walking in nature, or simply sitting in silence. Whatever method works for you, the key is to let go of distractions and listen to your heart. While this process can feel uncomfortable at times, after all, facing the truth about yourself rarely is. It's an important step in your personal evolution. If you've ever felt a sense of confusion or restlessness, like you were somehow out of sync with your true self, now's the time to embrace that discomfort. It's all part of the process. Let the full moon illuminate those parts of you that you may have avoided. It might be the part of you that needs healing, or the part that yearns for deeper authenticity. Don't shy away from it. Embrace it. As you continue on this journey of self-discovery, you'll likely encounter moments of reflection. Moments where you feel your current path doesn't quite match who you're becoming. This is especially true if Mercury retrograde is stirring up old memories or doubts. Don't ignore them, instead. Use this time to really process past experiences. Is there something from your past that you've never fully confronted? A lingering thought or decision that you never took the time to understand? Now is the perfect time to dig deeper. Think about it in terms of a reassessment. You wouldn't go on a journey without checking your map from time to time, right? So, why should your inner journey be any different? This period of reflection doesn't mean you're lost. It means you're realigning with your purpose, sharpening your focus on where you want to go next. Realignment isn't a step backward, it's the groundwork for greater forward movement. And let's not forget that this powerful moment of self-reflection and illumination isn't just about what's going on in the sky. It's also about the psychology of growth. The more we reflect, the more we uncover aspects of ourselves that we've suppressed or overlooked. The subconscious is a treasure trove, and it's during these pivotal moments that the treasure is unearthed. For Sagittarians, this might feel like an epiphany. One moment you're going along, and then suddenly, things click. You see yourself more clearly, more honestly, than ever before. But even if you're not a Sagittarius, this energy can still work wonders for you. Use this time to reflect on your own life. Whether you've been unsure about your career path, your relationships, or your personal goals, June invites you to reassess where you are and where you want to be. As this month progresses, Sagittarius will feel the urge to break free. But breaking free isn't just about leaving behind the things that no longer serve you. It's also about embracing new opportunities, new hobbies, new passions, and even new perspectives. And for many Sagittarians, this is where the real magic will unfold. For example, you might rediscover a hobby you left behind years ago, or suddenly, a new interest might spark that you hadn't even considered before. The energy of the full moon can help you get clear on these passions. Perhaps you've been neglecting a part of yourself that loves to create, or you've been hesitant to explore a new career path that feels aligned with who you truly are. This month encourages you to take action. This isn't about making a perfect plan, it's about allowing yourself the freedom to explore. Start with small steps. Say yes to new experiences, even if they seem out of your comfort zone. Let this be the month you give yourself permission to truly follow your heart, not your fears. In real life, this could look like starting something you've always wanted to do but never thought was possible. For instance, if you've always wanted to learn photography but have been putting it off, June could be your sign to pick up that camera and start snapping. It's about taking that first step, no matter how small it is. Over time, you'll see just how much that first step leads to greater transformations. As you open up to new experiences, you might even find that your inner compass guides you toward new communities and new opportunities, people who align with your true self. But here's the catch, Sagittarians, and really, all of us, can sometimes get so caught up in what others expect of us that we forget to honor our own inner voice. June is a time of liberation. A moment to break free from the constraints of other people's opinions or societal norms. And while breaking free might sound like an exciting prospect, it can also feel daunting. The path of self-discovery often means stepping away from what's familiar and embracing the unknown. This is empowerment in its truest form. Let me ask you this, when was the last time you gave yourself permission to be completely, unapologetically you? Not the version of you that everyone else expects, but the version of you that feels most authentic. I encourage you to reflect on that for a moment. What would it take for you to feel truly free in who you are? That's the real question this June. And it's something that Sagittarius is about to discover in a very profound way. As we continue to dive deeper into this cosmic energy, just know that Sagittarius' journey in June isn't just about one person or one sign, it's a collective experience. We all have parts of ourselves that need to be revealed, parts that need to be healed, and parts that are ready to flourish. The key is to embrace this energy with open arms and trust that the universe is guiding us all toward greater clarity. So, as we journey together this month, ask yourself, what truths am I ready to uncover? And how can I step into the most authentic version of myself? This is just the beginning of an exciting month of transformation. Trust the process, and trust yourself. Stay tuned, because as we dive further into this transformation, there's so much more to explore. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. And remember, every step you take toward your true self brings you closer to the life you've always dreamed of. As June unfolds, Sagittarius begins to feel the stirrings of a transformation that promises to break free from the patterns of the past and step boldly into the future. But let's be honest, change, especially the deep and internal kind, can feel a bit like standing at the edge of a cliff, looking out at an ocean of possibility and wondering if it's safe to jump. For Sagittarius, the drive to explore and seek new horizons is undeniable, but it often leaves them on a journey of never-ending discovery, one that constantly shifts and evolves. But this month, the stars align in such a way that Sagittarius will be forced to slow down and look within. They will be asked to confront the most important question of all: who am I really? Think about it. How often do we live our lives on autopilot, doing things because they're expected or because it's the path that's been laid out for us? For many, this autopilot mode is fine for a while. But eventually, we begin to sense that something deeper is calling us. For Sagittarians, this deeper calling has always been there. It's part of their need for truth and their relentless desire for deeper meaning. This isn't a surface-level curiosity. It's a deep hunger for authenticity, something that transcends what they do, where they go, or even who they are with. It's about tapping into a truth that is uniquely theirs. And this June, that truth will rise to the surface in a way that can't be ignored. Let's take a moment to think about someone like Steve Jobs, an iconic figure who embraced his own journey of self-discovery in ways that weren't always easy or conventional. Jobs famously said, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work." His pursuit of greatness, which was also his pursuit of truth, meant going against the grain, challenging norms, and most importantly, looking inward. His journey wasn't just about creating innovative products. It was about creating something that was an extension of who he was. This is exactly the kind of path Sagittarius is being called to walk this month. But here's the kicker: self-discovery is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process, a series of awakenings and revelations that build on each other over time. This month, with the full moon in Sagittarius, the heavens are providing a moment of illumination. A rare opportunity to pause and reflect. If you're a Sagittarius, this is the time to take a step back and ask yourself, what am I truly living for? The answers may not come easily. But that's the beauty of this cosmic alignment. It's not about having all the answers, but about creating space to allow those answers to emerge naturally. You may feel a pull toward old passions or perhaps realize that some parts of your life no longer reflect who you've become. The Mercury retrograde will only enhance this by stirring up thoughts and memories from the past. It's a perfect time for reassessment of your past choices, relationships, and future goals. As these revelations begin to unfold, you may find yourself at a crossroads, faced with decisions that could alter the course of your life. And while this moment might be challenging, it's also empowering. You are being asked to step into your most authentic self, leaving behind the baggage that's weighed you down for too long. It's a chance to make choices that align with your soul's true calling. Think of it like a deep clean for your inner life, an opportunity to shed the layers of external expectation and truly discover the truth of who you are. During this time of reflection, you'll likely encounter a sense of personal freedom that feels both exhilarating and a bit intimidating. You might realize that certain relationships, whether romantic, platonic, or professional, no longer serve you. This could be a partner who holds you back from your true potential or a friend whose values no longer align with yours. The beauty of June's cosmic influence is that it gives you the clarity to make these tough decisions. It's not about cutting people off for the sake of it. It's about finding the courage to prioritize your own well-being and self-fulfillment. For example, a Sagittarius might have spent years in a career that once brought them joy, but now feels like a cage. June offers the chance to let go of that old identity and step into something more aligned with their true desires. This brings us to the concept of letting go, something that is often easier said than done. But in June, it's not just about physically releasing what no longer serves you, it's also about mentally and emotionally letting go of the old stories you've told yourself. Maybe you've convinced yourself that you're not capable of success, or that happiness is only for other people. The full moon in Sagittarius invites you to discard those limiting beliefs. Imagine yourself carrying a heavy backpack full of these old, outdated stories. What if, instead of carrying that weight, you just dropped it? That's the kind of release June is offering. And the more you let go, the more room you make for new, more authentic experiences. What's important to realize is that this moment of self-discovery isn't just about shedding the old, it's about embracing the new. Think about what brings you joy, what stirs your soul and makes you feel alive. It might be a passion you've long neglected or an opportunity that seemed too out of reach. June encourages you to explore those new territories, even if they're unfamiliar or seem daunting. This might look like taking up a hobby you've always been curious about, or maybe pursuing a career path that feels more in tune with your deepest values. And yes, even if it feels scary, trust that this exploration will lead to growth. This energy isn't just about personal growth either. It's about spiritual awakening. As Sagittarius moves through this transformative period, they will likely experience moments of deep clarity about their life's purpose. This can be a spiritual awakening that redefines how you see the world. If you've been caught up in the hustle of everyday life, constantly moving from one task to the next, this is the time to stop and listen to the messages the universe is sending you. The world is constantly shifting, and so too are the energies that guide us. Tuning into these shifts can help you discover your truest path. We all know that Sagittarians have a natural optimism that can sometimes lead them to focus on the big picture, ignoring the smaller details. But this month, it's crucial to pay attention to those details. It's in the small things, the daily habits, the quiet moments of introspection, the subtle shifts in your thoughts, that the biggest changes occur. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, but the journey of self-discovery asks you to slow down and listen. As you take the time to reflect on your choices, you might find that the small changes you make now will have a profound impact on your future. As we continue to ride this wave of transformation, remember that the path to self-discovery is not linear. It's full of twists, turns, and moments of uncertainty. But if you can trust yourself and the process, you'll find that the journey itself is as valuable as the destination. Sagittarius. And all of us really are at a crossroads this June. The universe is providing us with a chance to make a powerful shift, to release what no longer serves us and to step into our most authentic selves. Embrace this opportunity to reflect, to grow, and to explore what truly makes you feel alive. After all, self-discovery isn't just about finding who you are, it's about embracing the journey of becoming who you were always meant to be. And trust me, the best is yet to come. As we continue through June, the energy surrounding Sagittarius intensifies, driving them toward the next stage of their personal transformation. After the initial surge of self-reflection and emotional release, the Sagittarian spirit will be faced with the question, what do I truly want now? It's not just about knowing who they are, but embracing who they are becoming. The winds of change are picking up, and it's clear that for Sagittarius, the time to break free from the past is now. Think of someone like Oprah Winfrey, an individual who, despite facing immense challenges early on, ultimately created an empire built on her own terms. Her journey wasn't a straightforward one. She didn't follow the traditional path that was expected of her. Instead, she carved out her own, rooted in an inner knowing that she was meant to do something bigger than herself. For Sagittarians, this month could very well be the moment when they reclaim their power and embrace their full potential, just as Oprah did. Like her, they'll be asked to step into a new version of themselves, one that isn't defined by the past or by others' expectations. This brings us to a crucial element of June's influence on Sagittarius, the embracing of new opportunities. In many ways, these opportunities will seem to come out of nowhere, like a sudden burst of energy that pushes them towards something unknown but exhilarating. This could be an unexpected career shift, a new creative passion, or even a relationship that brings a sense of depth and possibility they never imagined. For Sagittarius, who thrives on new horizons, these shifts can feel like the universe finally aligning with their sense of adventure. However, here's where the challenge lies. Change, as liberating as it may be, can also be unsettling. As new doors open, there will inevitably be moments of doubt, moments where Sagittarius will question whether they are truly ready for what lies ahead. This is where it's essential for Sagittarius to trust their intuition. Their gut feeling has often been their most powerful guide, and now, more than ever, it's time to listen to that inner voice. Just like J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by dozens of publishers before finding the right one for Harry Potter, Sagittarians will face moments of resilience and perseverance. The key is not to be deterred by setbacks or uncertainty, but to trust that the opportunities coming their way are aligned with their deeper purpose. What makes this period even more significant is the role of self-compassion. During times of transformation, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or lost, especially when you're breaking free from old patterns or stepping into unfamiliar territory. But Sagittarians, in particular, must remind themselves that growth isn't linear. It's a series of steps forward, often followed by moments of hesitation. When fear creeps in or when things feel difficult, the advice here is simple: be kind to yourself. Acknowledge that the journey is hard, but that's exactly why it's so worthwhile. Look at Michelle Obama, who at one point questioned her own worth and voice, even as she was stepping into the public spotlight. Her journey was not without self-doubt. Yet it was through self-compassion that she ultimately found her power. As Sagittarius embraces the opportunities presented this month, it's important for them to keep Michelle's story in mind, reminding themselves that self-belief is built slowly, and it grows stronger with each step forward. Another layer of this transformation involves letting go of old narratives. Often, people get stuck in a story they've told themselves for years about who they are, where they come from, and what they can achieve. For Sagittarius, June is the time to look at those old stories with fresh eyes. Maybe there's a belief that they've carried about never being good enough, or that success is for others but not for them. This month, that narrative needs to change. It's time for Sagittarius to rewrite their story, to see themselves as capable, worthy, and deserving of every opportunity that comes their way. This doesn't mean ignoring the struggles of the past, but rather, choosing to view those struggles as part of a larger, transformative journey that is shaping them into the person they are meant to be. Take the example of Steve Jobs once more. After being ousted from Apple, the company he founded, he could have easily believed the narrative that he was a failure or that his journey was over. But instead, he chose to see that moment of rejection as a necessary part of his path, one that would lead him to create Pixar and eventually return to Apple to revolutionize the tech world. For Sagittarius, June brings a similar opportunity to turn setbacks into stepping stones and to embrace their power by letting go of the stories that no longer serve them. Now, let's shift our focus to Sagittarius relationships, another area that will see significant shifts this month. Relationships are always a key part of Sagittarius' journey, but this month, they may come under a more intense spotlight. For Sagittarians, the relationships they hold most dear will be scrutinized, not in a critical way, but in a way that encourages them to ask whether these relationships align with their true self. Sometimes, relationships evolve and people grow apart, not because of conflict, but because their paths are no longer aligned. This month, Sagittarius will be called to evaluate their friendships, partnerships, and even family dynamics. For example, A Sagittarius who has spent years in a friendship where they feel drained rather than supported may find that June is the time to set boundaries or step away from that relationship. Similarly, a Sagittarius in a romantic relationship that no longer aligns with their personal growth may feel the pull to either heal and reconnect or let go in order to grow. It's not about making drastic changes for the sake of change, but about honoring what truly serves their growth. In this process, Sagittarius must remember that healthy relationships are those that inspire them to be their best selves, not those that keep them tethered to outdated versions of who they used to be. And for those Sagittarians who are in relationships that are deeply fulfilling and aligned with their core values, this month will deepen those connections. Sagittarius will be able to connect on a more authentic level, opening up and sharing their true selves in ways that feel safe and grounded. It's the perfect time to nurture those relationships that help them grow and shed the ones that hold them back. As Sagittarius navigates this period of self-discovery and transformation, the key takeaway is to trust the process. Change can be intimidating, but it's also a beautiful opportunity to align with your true self and step into your fullest potential. This is the time to embrace the unknown and trust that the universe is guiding you toward a path that is not just new, but deeply fulfilling. Think about Ellen DeGeneres, who carved out her own space in the world of comedy and television, defying expectations and staying true to her authentic self. In doing so, she built a legacy that reflects the importance of being true to oneself, no matter the obstacles. For Sagittarius, June holds that same promise. This month, the universe is inviting them to show up in the world as their truest version, to release the fears and doubts that have held them back, and to take bold steps toward the life they truly want to create. Through it all, Sagittarius must remember to remain open to the shifts that are taking place. Even when the path ahead feels unclear or uncomfortable, trust that these changes are part of something much larger. The universe is asking them to step into their power, let go of the past, and embrace the limitless potential that lies ahead. For once, this isn't about looking for external validation or confirmation. It's about listening to that quiet voice within and trusting that it will lead them toward the life they are meant to live. As June draws to a close, Sagittarius will look back on this month and realize that this was the turning point, the moment when they embraced their full, authentic self, no longer bound by the stories or relationships that held them back. It's time to step into a life that feels true, vibrant, and full of possibility. And for Sagittarius, the adventure is just beginning. As we move deeper into June, the journey of self-discovery continues for Sagittarius, and with it comes the opportunity to embrace both their inner wisdom and outer potential. The celestial energies this month provide not only clarity but also a deep sense of empowerment, the kind of power that comes when you've fully acknowledged your true self. The third and final aspect of this transformation, which Sagittarius will experience this month, is an awakening of their spiritual self. For a sign that's naturally drawn to philosophical exploration and a deep understanding of life's purpose, this month will feel like the universe itself is whispering directly to them. As the full moon casts its light on Sagittarius, it illuminates the path ahead, drawing them closer to their highest potential. However, with this awakening also comes a realization of what has been holding them back. Often, it's the fear of fully stepping into their own light. Sagittarius is not a sign known for shying away from challenges. But sometimes, the greatest challenge of all is accepting success and embracing the life they've always dreamed of. In many ways, this is a turning point, a moment where self-doubt is shed, and authenticity becomes the guiding star. For those Sagittarians who have often felt like they were on the brink of greatness but couldn't quite get there, June brings the opportunity to finally step into the life they've always known they deserved. It's not about chasing after things or achieving success for the sake of it. Rather, it's about aligning with your true purpose, the one that resonates with your soul and your inner wisdom. And as this happens, Sagittarius will begin to notice that the world around them starts to change in response. The doors that were once closed will open, opportunities that once seemed impossible will appear, and relationships will deepen, as if the universe itself is clearing the way for their growth. The key here is trust. Trusting that you have the power to create the life you truly desire. And trusting that the universe is guiding you exactly where you need to go. Sagittarius roll in their own destiny. This is the part where Sagittarius begins to understand something deeply important. They are the creators of their own destiny. While the stars and the planets influence our journeys, the most powerful force in your life is your own will. And for Sagittarius, this month calls them to take control of their narrative. To step into a place of confidence and self-assurance. There's a sense of expansion here, not just in the physical sense but in a mental and emotional capacity. When Sagittarius taps into their inner power, they unlock new realms of possibility, not just for themselves but also for those around them. Imagine a scenario where someone like Brené Brown, who has spent her life studying vulnerability and courage, suddenly realizes that she can share her story in a way that will empower others. She could have chosen to stay hidden in the shadows of self-doubt, but instead, she embraced her true power and became a voice for millions. Similarly, Sagittarians this June will be asked to embrace their vulnerabilities and strengths. Embracing your weaknesses, learning from them, and using them as stepping stones is what will lead to the most profound growth. It's about stepping into your role as the author of your own story, rewriting the chapters that no longer serve you, and creating new ones filled with the authenticity of who you truly are. For Sagittarius, this is not about conforming to expectations. It's about embracing the freedom to be themselves, unapologetically and without fear. Yes, it will require vulnerability. Yes, it might feel uncomfortable at first. But by allowing themselves to let go of fear and embrace their true nature, they will unlock the doors to limitless potential. This is the part where Sagittarians are no longer just dreamers. They become doers, bringing their passions and desires to life in the most authentic way possible. Releasing limiting beliefs and finding true freedom. As Sagittarius moves deeper into this transformative period, it's important to address the topic of limiting beliefs, the self-imposed barriers that often keep them from reaching their full potential. Sagittarians, more than anyone, have the potential to break through these limitations. But often they are caught in the web of doubt or the feeling that they're not enough. But June is here to tell them, you are more than enough. Now is the time to face the fears and doubts that have held you back and release them once and for all. Imagine someone who's always been told that they're not smart enough or capable enough to succeed. They've carried that belief with them for years, letting it shape their decisions and their life choices. But then, one day, they realize that the only thing standing between them and their dreams is their own belief in their limitations. For Sagittarians, June offers the opportunity to release those old beliefs. Those stories they've been telling themselves about what's possible and what's not. This month, it's time to rewrite your own story and let go of the narratives that have been keeping you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt. The freedom that comes from releasing these mental constraints will be the very thing that propels Sagittarius toward a future that feels fully aligned with who they truly are. So how can Sagittarians apply this to their lives? It starts with recognizing the stories they've been telling themselves. Are they holding on to the idea that they'll never be successful? That they're not worthy of love or recognition? The first step is acknowledging these limiting beliefs, and then actively choosing to let them go. Instead of saying, I can't, Sagittarians need to replace that with, I can. They can start taking small, intentional steps toward what they truly want. Whether that's in their career, their relationships, or their personal growth. The role of relationships in Sagittarius journey. Relationships will play a major role in the transformation that Sagittarius is undergoing this month. As they start to embrace their true selves, they'll also find themselves evaluating the relationships they have with others. Some relationships will feel lighter, more genuine, while others may start to feel burdensome. And that's okay. Sagittarians must learn to discern between relationships that lift them up and those that hold them back. Think of someone like Jada Pinkett Smith. who has spent years nurturing her personal growth and finding deeper authenticity in her relationships. She has learned to surround herself with people who challenge her, support her, and encourage her to become her best self. This is the kind of energy Sagittarius will attract when they fully embrace their own growth. They'll find themselves naturally attracting people who resonate with their authentic selves, relationships that are based on mutual respect, support, and understanding. In practical terms, Sagittarius may find that they need to set boundaries with certain people or let go of relationships that no longer align with their values or goals. This isn't about cutting people out of their lives for the sake of it, but about making space for relationships that nurture their true self. Relationships will deepen this month, but only if Sagittarius is willing to be honest, vulnerable, and true to themselves. The deeper they connect with their own authenticity, the more fulfilling their relationships will become. As we come to the close of this transformative period, it's clear that Sagittarius is stepping into a new chapter, one where they fully embrace who they are, trust their inner wisdom, and take control of their destiny. The universe is inviting them to step boldly into the future, shedding the past and embracing the limitless potential that lies ahead. It's a month of growth, clarity, and empowerment, a time when Sagittarius will no longer be defined by their past or by anyone else's expectations. So, as you move through the rest of June, Sagittarius, remember this: you are the creator of your own destiny. Trust the process, let go of limiting beliefs, and embrace your true self with courage and confidence. The best is yet to come, and you are more than ready to step into the life you've always dreamed of. If you've enjoyed this video and felt inspired, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Zen Mind Peaceful Life for more guidance, inspiration, and insights. We're all on this journey of self-discovery together. Let's continue to grow and transform. See you in the next video.